This morning, we have learned people who work at the Atlanta-based Centers for Disease Control and Prevention are being asked to work from home on Monday after Friday's active shooter incident near their campus. According to the Associated Press, on Saturday, leadership at the CDC told some staff they will do a full security assessment after at least 4 CDC buildings were hit with bullets. In a meeting, one staffer said people felt like sitting ducks on Friday. And new this morning, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation is sharing these photos they took of their team investigating the crime scene outside of the CVS pharmacy on Clifton Road across from the CDC. In this photo, you see dozens of shell casings marked by evidence markers there on the sidewalk. Meanwhile, investigators say they are still working to learn why the gunman opened fire. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation has identified the accused shooter as 30-year-old Patrick White from Kennesaw. A law enforcement official tells the Associated Press the shooter had been turned away by guards when he tried to get on the CDC's campus, and that he was possibly motivated by a hatred of vaccines. They say White then drove to a spot near the CVS and started firing. Police say he was found shot to death on the second floor of the CVS building, but they could not say whether officers shot him or if the shot was self-inflicted. And a CDC employee shared these photos with us. You can see bullet-damaged windows in offices where thousands of scientists and staff work on research. On Saturday, Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. released a statement saying, in part, "We know how shaken our public health colleagues feel. No one should face violence while working to protect the health of others." But some laid-off employees say they are rejecting the expressions of solidarity from Kennedy. Fired But Fighting, which is a group made up of former CDC workers, is calling for his resignation, writing on its website that, quote, "We need an administration that does not villainize federal workers who are just trying to do their job. We need an HHS secretary who does not promote misinformation about science and vaccines." And as investigators work to determine a motive behind this attack, we're learning more about the accused gunman. 11 Alive's Stefanich Haynock kicks off our team coverage this morning, speaking to his neighbors in Kennesaw who say they're surprised about the attack.
Neighbors here at Hadaway Estates describe Patrick White as a good neighbor. They say he oftentimes even mowed the lawn here at the front entrance of their community. One day after police say 30-year-old gunman Patrick White opened fire near the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, killing DeKalb County Police Officer David Rose. We're learning more about the man investigators say was behind the shooting.
He mowed our neighbor's yard over here. Just seemed like a really nice kid.
Our cameras were rolling as investigators visited White's home in Kennesaw overnight Friday. Saturday morning, a man answered the front door but declined to comment. Neighbors described White as the neighborhood handyman, helping with mowing their lawns and even walking their dogs. A neighbor living a few doors down from White says he was very vocal in his belief that the COVID-19 vaccines made him sick. Another neighbor we spoke to says a year ago, White knocked on their door asking their views on the vaccines and told them he didn't think he would live another week.
He had COVID shots, and I know that was one thing that he was concerned about, having a lot of health issues around that. He went around to all the neighbors in the neighborhood to talk to them about it and was trying to raise awareness about how he'd gotten damaged, felt that he was damaged by the shot.
Another neighbor tells me that he last saw White just a week ago walking a dog here in the community. He also tells me that he knows White had his struggles, but that he was a good kid. In Kennesaw, I'm Stefanich Haynock, 11 Alive News.
The shooting took the life of 33-year-old DeKalb County Police Officer David Rose. This morning, outside of the CDC headquarters, there was a memorial for Officer Rose. Both CDC employees and staff from the nearby daycare that went into lockdown have left messages at that memorial thanking the officer for his bravery and sacrifice. 11 Alive's Gil Malam has more.
Messages of gratitude hang outside the CDC. The light pole now memorial to DeKalb County Police Officer David Rose, who lost his life in Friday's shooting. Across the street at the Emory Point Shopping Center, some businesses choosing to remain closed. For those who are open,
it's definitely much quieter out here today. And, you know, before everything happened yesterday, I mean, the street was completely full.
Spencer Stevens is a repair technician at U-Break iFix, one of several businesses forced into lockdown Friday.
We had a lady rush into the store, you know, kind of out of breath, definitely, worried. She rushed into the store, let me and my manager here know, hey, there's an active shooter down the street.
Employees at other nearby businesses could see officers firing from outside the CVS where the suspected shooter was found dead. Stevens says he often goes there during work.
So we've got a pretty good rapport with the, the employees and everything in there. So I was really just worried about, how they were doing, if everybody was okay.
The first thing I did when I heard all the gunshots, I immediately recorded a video.
Niall Benton was close enough to hear what he calls a barrage of bullets.
I called my girlfriend like right after because I was like, I don't know what's going on right now, but I just want to call you and let you know that I love you. There's a shooter that's next door.
The assistant manager at the General Muir never imagined he'd be in a situation like this. The restaurant went into lockdown as they were preparing for the dinner crowd.
It was kind of surreal for a second.
Once it was safe to leave, he was relieved everyone with him was okay, sending his condolences to the growing family who lost a husband and a father.
It's a very sickening feeling. I can't imagine what they're going through right now. Somebody was taken away from them that was just trying to do their job.
Gil Malam, 11 Alive News.
The CVS at the corner of Clifton Road and Emory Point Drive, where officers found the suspected shooter, is closed until further notice. You can